welcome to the Blessed Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tolson, and you already know that we are here because I'm trying to remind you that being blessed is not about what you have, not even about who you have in your life. It's about your mindset. It's about you got to make a daily decision to be blessed. Okay? I've been saying that for a whole year and a half. So now I know you know it by now. But anyway, I am here broadcasting on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network. It is a nonprofit charitable radio broadcast with the mission to empower, encourage, and educate. If you are enjoying the Blessed Podcast, please go to www.wytv7.org and donate. Hit the donate button and let us know that you are enjoying and you want us to continue. So we're sponsored every week by Tolson's Publishing. And it's the month of February, so it's all about love. So you need to go read Undefiled, because let me tell you, that's a book about love right there. And we may talk about a little bit on this podcast because it's February. We're talking about love, and I have two guests. I have Keon Morgan. He is the director of community engagement and educational initiatives within the Southeast region for the National College Resources Foundation. That's a whole lot to say, Keon. We're going to have to shorten that. He the director, okay? He the director. But he's also the creator of the podcast and the Facebook group of So You Think You're Ready for Black Love. And that is why I have him on today. But he's not alone. I also have Siobhan Butter Manswell. She's the host of Butter's Basic platform for the unknown to get known. I love that. We're going to definitely have to talk about that for a minute. She's the manager at Dropping the Flavor Radio. She has 15 years in the industry. She uplifts the community of creative arts. But you know what? I'm ready for Black love. I don't know about the other people out there. They might be like, I'm ready too. So we are ready to start this conversation because it is February and we are ready for Black love. Hello and welcome, Keon and Butter.
Hi.
Hello,
Thanks
Dr. Tolson. How are you? Thank you for having us.
I'm good. Thank you guys for being here. So we're going to get right into it after I find out what butter means. What butter?
Well, butter is always in the mix. You really can't get bread without me. I'm constantly on a roll. And now you're cooking with butter.
I love it. But wait a minute, though. What your mama say about butter?
You know, when she first heard it, I think she'd be looking around to see who is the person speaking to that's asking for butter. But then she's seen everybody come around saying basically that I'm butter. She got acclimated to the nickname and realizes that it's because I'm constantly in the mix of things and very smooth about it. And I know how to get things done my way, usually. Without making you feel buttered up. It's butter always in the mix.
That is so good. Did you put a lot of thought into that, or did it just like come to you? Like,
you know, it came very naturally, and then all the accolades that you hear surrounding it kind of like just added to the pot, the flavor of it. So, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. So I have so I just want to tell y'all, because my listeners, they already know I always bring in people I know. So Keon is somebody I've known for a long time. Since we moved out to LA, we met at First AME Church. He is a bruh. He's a member of Omega Psi Phi, like my dad and like my son.
No. What? I'm not a member. I was researching.
Oh, I thought you were a member.
I was always researching. That's why I asked him a lot of questions.
Okay, my bad. I thought
I was in the process. Oh my goodness, 2008. It's summer 2008. I was in the process, and it was just the wrong time of the year when everything got started because of grad school, work. And I had the crazy work travel schedule. So.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so
I
funny
was
that
eight.
that's so funny that Keon was researching frat. I was researching sorority when I was in college as well.
Well, which sorority did you research?
Let's see which one you might. Which one might you think I would be affiliated?
Well, okay. So I'm going to say, because I love your style, I'm going to say Delta Sigma Theta, because I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I'm going to I love the AKAs, I love the Zetas, and Sigma Gamma Rho. But I am very partial to Delta Sigma Theta.
Well, of course, if you joined Delta, you'd be partial. But I was friends with the main head AKA when I first got there. And she showed me so many wonderful things about being a Black woman in the collegiate society of a PWI. And she just taught me so many things. And as I thought about becoming a part of it, some things happened within the whole fraternity and sorority age of SUNY Buffalo that didn't allow for lines to even get to go far or cross.
Okay. So. Yeah, I can understand that. I actually have a lot of friends who are AKAs. But you know what? We're in Black history, and to me, when you think about Black people, you have to kind of include a conversation about Greek organizations,
mm-hmm.
because they are so vital in the Black community, the Greek organizations.
Okay, what I was saying was, from what I understand, Greek organizations are like the gatekeepers to excellence in the community of the hierarchy of business, and as far as like accelerating in business and ownership, entrepreneurship, and things like that. They just provide a community of togetherness that allows for that accelerant to happen.
I agree. And I'm going to get off this subject, but shout out to our Vice President, Kamala Harris, who is a member of the Divine Nine. Okay, but I'm going to say the Divine Nine. No,
be inclusive. You can be inclusive.
Yeah, I know. I told you most of my best friends are AKAs, but yeah, shout out to the AKAs and Vice President. But let's talk about Black Love. So Keon, I want to know, why did you create So You Think You're Ready for Black Love?
Well, and once again, shout out to the VP. It came after a date in November 2018. The young lady I went on a date with kept saying she deserved Black love, just like those from the TV shows and movies. So I said, okay, Whitley. And she just kept on talking. I just kept calling her Whitley because, she was this fairy tale. And I said, she said, why do you keep calling me Whitley?
You talking about Whitley, Dwayne Wayne's Whitley from...
Exactly.
Okay.
You knew what it was. Brothers already know what it is.
Yeah.
And not saying she didn't know what it was, but I was just like, okay, Whitley. She's like, why do you keep calling me that? Because I'm Dwayne, number one. But two, it's the fact that that's a script. They can edit that script. And, there's so many other things they could do in terms of action, cut, make the happy ending they want. In terms of dating itself, you have to create that with your partner, but you have to do it in a way that's not pretty much edited, cut. So, we had a back and forth conversation, it was excellent conversation. And I said, you're going to make me create a podcast called So You Think You're Ready for Black Love? She said, no, you're not. 2 weeks later, I created.
Inspirational.
You gave me some inspiration.
You got to make sure you got to get your inspiration from somewhere.
And she will always have free tickets to any event. She will always get a signed copy of a book. I'm serious. When the merchandise come out, I'm sending her shirts. I'm always give her love.
So crazy. So, Butter, are you a member of the So You Think You're Ready for Black Love Facebook group?
Not on the Facebook, because I'm barely on Facebook, but I'm on the Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Okay. Yep. And what drew you to that? Yeah.
Previous to joining it, Keon was just like me, floating around in rooms on Clubhouse and getting a vibe for what was going on. And then I seen that he was a part of that, or the creator of that house. And I was like, well, this sounds to pique my interest, because I'm Black and I do think I'm ready for Black love. I would love to participate and see where it goes. So I joined. The conversations are sublime.
You know what? So one of the questions I have is, how do you know you're ready for Black love? So it's like, okay, it's like, so you think you're ready, but like, how do you know that you're ready for Black love? Keon, since you started that, what would you think that people need to do to be ready for Black love?
Well, and creating so you think you're ready for Black love, the biggest thing for me was to look in the mirror and ask myself the question. And with that being said, take accountability of my dating history, my dating past, and kind of what the title of the whole, or the mission statement of what we are trying to encounter is, and to increase Black marriages and relationships, that we must must have the conversation on overcoming past trauma, past issues, and situationships in order to, pretty much heal. And that word heal, we've all some way, somehow been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what level, we've all been hurt. And sometimes that keeps us from being ready in terms of being hurt and not being properly healed. So in order to attract that best version, to attract that partner that you really want, you got to be ready. So that means you got to be the best version of yourself. So that's pretty much how I look at it. When you know you're the best version of yourself, is when you attract the person you deserve. Now, granted, you may say, well, I've done with school. I done got this great career. I done traveled the world, and I still think I'm ready, but is the person ready for me? That's the question.
That is awesome. But I'm going to ask you before I get in here, because he said some things that I got to jump on, but I wanted to give you, well, you know what? No, I got to say it. I got to jump on it. Accountability was huge for me when he said accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Accountability.
People have to be accountable for what went wrong before. And I'm speaking right now to my sisters, really, because seriously, we a lot of times play the victim. He did this, he did that. But I'm always quick to say, okay, but you chose him. Now, did he show you that before? Now, if he was a complete angel and just had you totally, because there are some people out there like that. I'm not going to say that they aren't. There are some people out there that will totally just change once they get into a relationship. But a lot of times they are like that when you was looking at them, when you was dating them, when you were, wanting to date them, when the first phone call, you got red flags. We do that all the time. And then we want to play the victim, and then what happens though, and I'm not saying that they were right, they were wrong. But what happens, if we don't take any accountability, guess what happens? We meet that same person over and over and over again. I know already there's some people out there, some women out there ready to throw stuff at me. But I'm telling Butter, am I lying?
I don't think that you're lying. I think that not all the time do we recognize that it's a red flag, but you definitely do have an inkling in the back of your head, the back of your head, like something didn't sit right and you didn't address it. And if you did address it, the response didn't fit. And you still go ahead and say to yourself, don't worry, I could fix that. Don't worry, I could work on that. Nah, don't worry. He'll come around, or I'll make him come around, or don't worry, I definitely I can look past that. But girl, how much can you actually fix? How much can you look past? How much can you ignore your gut? And for me, it's like, how about I send you some red flags and see how you respond to it? I'd rather do that first than to have me be the one with the inkling. You tell me what you think about me.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back to talk more about So You Think You're Ready for Black Love.
Swing Into Their Dreams Foundation presents the Golf Tournament of the Year, raising scholarships for aspiring National Golf Club in Milton, Georgia. the inaugural HBCU Swing Into Their Dreams Charity Golf Tournament. Registration and gourmet continental breakfast begins at 8 a.m. and shotgun at 10 a.m. Award reception follows. Come enjoy a day of jazz, mimosa, cigars, cash bar, silent auction, and more. For more information, contact 770-686-7143. Their dreams. Don't miss it.
And we're back, and we're talking to Keon and Butter about So You Think You're Ready for Black Love. All right, so Keon, you said something else about healing and overcoming past traumas. Now, most people would think I would probably address this to the ladies, but I'm feeling like men have a lot of healing to do, because I have found that there are a lot of men out there hurting, and hurt people hurt people. Let's just be real. Hurt people hurt people.
That's a
and
fact.
I just feel like there are a lot of hurt men out there because of what their mamas. I'm a mama of a boy, and I know how easy it is to destroy a young man's, just everything if his mother aren't careful, and some of them overlove them, if you understand what I mean. They accept any kind of behavior from their kid, their sons, and that's not good either.
Like a smother mother?
I'm sorry?
Like a smother mother?
Well, and I wouldn't necessarily call it the smother mother. I feel it's the mother who allows their son to be disrespectful in the way that they don't do nothing. If your mom didn't make you do nothing at the house, how your wife gonna get you to do something at the house? Because your mama is the one that, that's your ultimate, especially if your mama was there. You love your mama. So you like, Mom, it was okay with my mama. But it wasn't okay. Your mama was wrong. Your mama was wrong. So Keon, so you have been in this group for a while. When you read the posts, you read the comments from people. Am I wrong?
Well, and going back to accountability, I had to look in the mirror and say, ooh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I'm lashing out. And when you lash out, you hurt. Yeah. Plain and simple. So the group, let's see. The Facebook group was created in during the entanglement era in June of last year. Yeah. I figured, let me go ahead and capitalize on the entanglement and everything else, and it just took off. And the commentary at the beginning of the Facebook group was phenomenal. A lot of love, a lot of just great dialogue, a lot of just wisdom being shared very maturely, in the fashion that wasn't talking about sex, in the fashion that was very supportive, and it was no finger pointing. There was more, some did this and some did that, less generalization. As time went on, the shift occurred within the group. But in being accountable, I was changing. So the direction of the group was changing. And it became unhealthy because I was unhealthy. And I'm not going to talk personally about dating at that time, but I was unhealthy. So it caused me to say, you know what, let me step away. And I created a couple moderators. They looked over it for a couple months as I kind of, did my Homer Simpsons. I like to crack jokes and say I went in the bushes like Homer. But with that being said, I looked around and saw what people were posting, and I saw so much negativity. Some positive, but it was a lot of just, ugh. And then I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and stop. And I stopped everyone from posting on purpose because I felt like we need to reset. But that reset also included me having to take 2 months once again and look at myself and say, I created this, I caused this, so I need to fix this. So since then, I went from no one posting to I post some stuff here and there. Now, me approving messages from people. But to get back to the question at hand, we as men, we got to, we got to take accountability. How are we going to get one of these queens like Butters or like yourself if we're hurt? You don't want to be around no hurt man. I don't want to be around a hurt homeboy, even though I'm gonna have his back. But I ain't, bro, you always hurt, bro. They're like, nah, man, I don't need the energy. So the biggest thing is we have to look in the mirror and stop doing this. Well, she didn't have this, and she didn't do that, and this, or she made me mad, so I left. As soon as I left, I went to go holler at the other one. We have to take it.
Yes. We only got 10 minutes left. I don't know.
We got 10 minutes. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have a part 2.
We'll have to.
We're gonna have to have part 2 for Valentine's week.
But Butter, I have a question for you because I'm not dating right now. So I needed to have a woman that's on here that's dating, that's ready for black love, that's dating. Tell me, how is it out there dating and and trying to find black love?
Are we speaking pre-Rona or during Rona?
You know what? Well, wait, let me just back up because my son found a boo during Rona, and I know some other people that have also.
I'm a little more selective during the Rona than I was pre-Rona. Okay. And I think that dating now is a little bit more fun because you have to be inventive, especially since I made a rule that I don't want to date inside of my home. That had been a trivial mistake, that to let somebody into the comforts of my space too soon. Yes. And then they become adaptive to that way too easily because I'm very easygoing. My space is relaxing. Look, I spray paint planets on my walls just because I feel like. And I'm an artsy kind of creative, so guys tend to like stuff like that. But when you start to become more on the serious tip of, hey, so what does life look like for you outside of my space? That's when things start to get a little more complicated. So I choose to do fun things, take a walk here. Let's do more than take a walk. Let's take a drive for no reason and see how you act with me. Let's go to the grocery store because if we're going to come home and I'll cook something, how about you cook with me? Like, we got to find more intimate ways to date each other in the Rona because I'm not your servant. And you don't live with me, and you have a place to go to, and you should behave that way.
I love it. Keon, I'm going to ask you that question. How is it dating? How is it for you out there looking for black love? Really quick, because we almost out of time. Oh,
dating is you got to be cautious, because and I say this as Keon, who is as confident as anyone who has done this and that, especially in the city where a lot of attractive, educated, professional, great women out here, sisters here in Atlanta. So you gotta be, you gotta be real cautious. You gotta understand what you really want, what you're attracted to, and a few other things. But for me, it's just taking my time. Taking my time. Because after what I just went through, I'm really taking my time.
But you still ready for black love?
I have to be. Because how are we going to continue to have black love if I, as a black man, don't get my black queen?
Okay, so what? That just, because they have that show on OWN, we say Black Love, they're celebrating black love, but a couple of people
ready for love
married to people who weren't black. So I was like, what constitutes black love? Does it just have to be one person that's black in the relationship? Or do both people have to be black in a relationship? In your opinion, I'm like, we're not saying facts, but in your opinion, Butter, you give me yours first.
I think it will require two people to be in the situation of blackness to be ready for black love.
Okay, Keon, your thoughts. Two people. It takes two
I'm
people.
sorry. I'm just now. Granted, I want to make sure I say this. If you're, multi-ethnic, et cetera, that's a conversation between you and whoever. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially being a sociologist. But
okay, and out for any of my non-black people out there listening, this is not to say that we are anti anybody. We're just
No,
saying,
not
well,
at all.
first of all, it's Black History Month. Let me go there. And this is the one month that the United States is okay with us being all Black everything without them calling us
Facts.
that, right? You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Yeah, right.
so I kind of agree with the two of you, but I just found it really interesting that on OWN they allowed, you know, the people who were not married to Black people to be a part of that conversation. Because, and let's be clear, you can be ready for love, but to be ready for Black love, it is a little different. It's a little different because there's certain things that we do have to deal with that other people don't have to deal with. And I'm sure interracial dating, interracial love is different also. There are some things that those two have to deal with that people, you know, two Black people wouldn't have to deal with. So anybody out there, don't get offended. This is just what we're talking about because it's what we're talking about. But I got,
well, you know, can I just add something to that? Everywhere you go in this life, your environment is something that shapes how you live your life, right? Mm-hmm. It's what you learn from. So if you're walking around constantly with your environment inside of your cranium, that's your environment that's shaping you. So if I'm a Black woman and he's a Black man, we're both in the environment of the ether, the Blackness. Yeah. What's wrong with sharing that understanding that since we're in the same environment mentally, let's be ready for each other in a way where others can't intervene in that space.
Right.
You know, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that out loud.
Yes. Yes. You know what? And it's so funny because as I'm a very spiritual person, and I wholeheartedly believe that spirit has no color. But this is what I like to say. I'm a spiritual being expressing as a Black woman, and that is okay. And my expression as a Black woman, it is something that I hold dear to me. But I understand that my spirit is colorless. But that's my expression as a woman, you know? So we can be whoever we want to be and do whatever we want. Thanks. And it's okay. Because as long as we understand that. And I love how you said that is, you know, it's okay to say it out loud. Y'all, we got to go. Butter, tell people how to find you.
Oh, man. Well, you can find me on the gram at Gazebo, GAZZEBO. And that's with 2 Z's, so you don't sleep, 11210, because I'm a Brooklyn girl all day, every day. And you can check the hashtag, butter is always in the mix. Please believe it. Brooklyn girl all day, every day. Thank you very much.
I love it. Keon, where can they find you?
Well, it's dope to have the East Coast perspective, too, because, you know, it's all about the West Coast. But anyway, you can find me on... You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. I am K_West. As well as you can find the Black Love, So You Think You're Ready for Black Love Facebook group, as well as the I Am Ready for Black Love. Excuse me. On Instagram, I Am Ready for Black Love. As well as on Clubhouse. Once again, type in So You Think You're Ready for Black Love. Shout out to my iPhone people, because if you don't have...
And click that green house.
Right. Click the green house, search for So You Think You're Ready for Black Love, as well as on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, and Butter, aren't you on YouTube? Do you have?
I am also on YouTube. You can check for me at The Butters Basics Show. And I am the platform for the unknown to get known. And my focus is anger management for the diaspora. Thanks for asking.
I love that. I love it. We are going to have to get together again. But
yes.
That was so much fun with you two. And listen, good luck out there finding that Black love y'all looking for. And me too. Look, I think I am.
I was gonna say.
I think I'm ready now.
I was gonna say.
Rona messed me up. I was like, I'm ready, and then the Rona happened, and y'all. I was just like, no, that's okay. That's okay.
That's funny. Shout out to Angel Johnson. She's also the co-host on the show. She had a prior obligation, but that's my partner right there. She's been rocking with me for 40 plus episodes. But it's dope to have Angel as well as now Butters part of the team. So we're growing. And we have an event coming up on February 11th here in Atlanta. So a speed dating relationship panel mixer.
Well, if you are in Atlanta, you go check it out. It has been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcasting episode. And until next week, remember what God has done for others, He can do the same for you. You go out there and just be blessed.